your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening to you. Lots of sunshine, clear blue skies. We look at the roofing dog out at Adams Memorial's weather camera, State Farm Center. Beautiful day out there. All right, so let's look at a satellite radar picture. Just look at this. The whole state of Illinois, generally just, we're looking at clear skies here with temperatures. A little warm out there if you're out in the sun, but the humidity is so low, it actually feels really comfortable. 82 in Champaign, 83 in Effingham, and 84 in Springfield. Evening planner, there's Neal Street. Quiet tonight. Another cool one. We'll be down to the mid-60s by 11 p.m. So it's nice now. Are we going to carry this all the way into the weekend? We'll talk about it when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts
now on WCIA 3 News.
A deadly crash shut down part of this interstate. We'll have more information coming up.
We were stopped by a cop car and they asked if we happened to find or see a red car speeding by.
A car was stolen at gunpoint and that led to a long chase. The latest on the 14-year-old who's in custody. Plus, it's a historic theater turned into a children's museum. Why the next chapter for this building is now up in the air. We start with breaking news tonight. Several people are dead after a series of crashes on I-57. It happened in the northbound lanes of south of Mattoon. State police say several vehicles are involved. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is live there in Coles County. Jennifer, what can you tell us?
Jennifer, the Coles County Sheriff's deputies on scene told me that several people died in the crash that happened just below the overpass that we're standing on right now. Officials have not confirmed, though, how many people were involved in those accidents, the names of the victims, or what caused the accident. A few miles up on this interstate, another accident happened as well. We're still waiting to hear what caused that and if there are any other injuries. Ambulance, multiple fire crews, Coles County Sheriff and ISP are here now investigating. Deputies blocked off the overpasses near the accidents, and we can see semis ripped apart on the interstate and several cars involved in this crash. People who live nearby tell me some of the vehicles were on fire earlier today. State police told me that the northbound lanes of I-57 near this crash will likely stay closed until about midnight tonight. The southbound lanes, however, are open to traffic, but you're going to want to find alternate routes as several cars are still backed up on this interstate right now, so make sure you find an alternate route if you have to go on I-57. Live in Coles County, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Yeah, even though southbound is open, moving slowly. Just avoid the area if you can. All right, Jennifer, we'll get back with you later in our newscast. A Champaign teenager is accused of stealing someone's car at gunpoint and leading officers on a chase last night. As WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting found out, this isn't his first run-in with police.
A stolen car in Urbana turned into a chase on wheels and on foot. Investigators say it started on Orchard and Griggs. This block in Urbana is where investigators say the car was stolen before it was found miles away in Champaign. Investigators told the Champaign County State's attorney a 14-year-old and another suspect held the car's owner at gunpoint.
He was ordered to leave his wallet in the car, to throw his phone in the grass. Both individuals then got into the car and drove off.
Kate Soriano just happened to be walking her dog in the same area.
We were stopped by a cop car and they asked if we happened to find or see a red car speeding by. I was like, no.
Champaign police later found the car at Bradley and Hedge, but when they got there, the 14-year-old drove off, leading police on a chase onto I-74 and onto Busey, where the suspect crashed the car into a sheriff's patrol car and ran away. Eventually, officers caught up to him in someone's yard.
It's unfortunately not unusual at this time for young people to be involved in these types of offenses. This is incredibly frustrating. It's very dangerous for citizens, for the community, for those young people as well. And so we are going to take these cases very seriously.
Soriano says she'll be more aware next time she's out late.
I have my pepper spray now, and I think I'll just hold on to it while I walk at night. But now I think I'll just have to keep an eye out for people around me.
In Urbana, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
The 14-year-old was out on parole when he was arrested. That was for a felony theft charge for stealing a computer out of a car. Police are still looking for the other suspect. Police say a mother is responsible for the death of her baby. 32-year-old Jennifer Bishop is facing charges of endangering and causing the death of a child. Police say she drank a bottle of whiskey, a bottle of NyQuil, and took more medicine before she went to bed back in February. She was co-sleeping with her baby. When she woke up, the child wouldn't. An autopsy found the baby suffocated to death from being laid on. The streets will again be filled tonight with people trying to raise their voices. It's the second Justice Walk indicator. It started less than an hour ago. Here's a live look. Right now, the group currently kneeling in silence in honor of George Floyd's death. It started at the Decatur Civic Center and moved through the downtown area. Hundreds of people participated in last week's Justice Walk to protest Floyd's death and to focus on the legacy of civil rights. We'll have more on this tonight at 10. Those protesters want their message to lead to change. So today they brought several ideas to Decatur city leaders. WCIA3's Cole Henke has more.
Protesters have hit the streets for weeks following the death of George Floyd. Now in Decatur, their calls for change are being discussed with city officials. Mayor Julie Moore-Wolf and Decatur Police Chief James Getz met with leaders from the black community, including Decatur NAACP President Dr. Janelle Norman.
It went extremely well. People were able to express themselves in terms of what they thought needed to be improved in Decatur. And they also gave suggestions as to how it should be improved.
Those ideas range from presenting more opportunities to the city's younger generation to improving the police department's training programs.
We have to have some short-term goals, and that can be addressed. For example, better training for the police, training for our youth so that they can make sure that they are job ready when they come out of high school.
The group also talked long-term plans, including diversity-minded hiring goals.
We're not going to have any knee-jerk reactions because we're not, fortunately, in that position that we have to do something immediately. So we're going to have a well-thought-out plan for how we improve this community.
Chief Getz thought the meeting went well and is open to some of the ideas. He also says the group will help figure out what problems really exist in Decatur.
That's my job, and the job of this group is find out what the issues really are rather than just a personal issue.
Reporting in Decatur, I'm Cole Henke, WCIA3, your local news leader.
This meeting will be the first of many as more take place. Decatur plans to bring more city officials and more voices from the community to the table. Protests around the country have led to several Confederate statues and monuments being torn down. But a teacher in Central Illinois doesn't think they should all go away. Instead, they should paint a clear picture of history. WCIA3's Andy Olson has more.
Statues around the country depicting Confederate icons are being removed, or in some places, ripped down. The push to get rid of these monuments come from the uprising against racism and white supremacy. For a lot of these statues, the origins don't even date back to the 1800s. Richard Hansen teaches history at Mount Zion, specifically an African American experience class. He says many of them went up at the same time as the reemergence of the KKK in the early 1900s. A lot of the monuments tell a different version of history.
All of this comes together to promote a system of white supremacy. And for the past 105 years, we've been teaching history from a different perspective. And we have to understand that.
Several communities in the South with these monuments are considering doing away with them, and some already have. Hansen partially agrees with that. As a teacher, he doesn't want their history to be completely wiped away. Instead, he thinks they should be in museums or battlefields with a more accurate backstory.
Do I agree with getting rid of them? No, not necessarily. Put them where they belong. But if you are going to honor these people, honor them by telling the true story of what they did.
In Mount Zion, Andy Olson, WCIA3, your local news leader.
In Illinois, there are not many Confederate monuments, but there is one at the Camp Butler National Cemetery in Springfield. It was installed in 2005 as a monument to Confederate soldiers who died in a prison camp there. It's been educating and entertaining kids for more than 30 years. What the future holds for the Orpheum Children's Science Museum. And also tonight.
closer than you would be if you were at, say, like a big outdoor amphitheater.
Garth Brooks will be taking the stage this summer, where you can pack up the car to see his show.
And we're looking over Danville tonight as we view the Roofing Dog on at Flooring America camera. And a few clouds out there, but a lot of sunshine overall. A recap of today, 83 and 55. Pretty close to average. Coming up, things are staying cool for a while. We're talking about an awesome weekend forecast. Let you know how or when there's any rain in the forecast when we come back.